Lowe's has officially dropped part of their Halloween 2025 lineup. Let's take a look at it. The first animatronic we're looking at is called Balloon Dog Clown, I believe, and he's got a really unique animation. He lunges forwards, but with a twist. When he lunges forwards, his balloon dog opens its mouth revealing teeth, which is a very unique animation, and I like his yellow eyes, and his outfit kind of complements the look, and just like his wackiness in general. I'm not too fond of wacky clowns, but I think he's an exception, because I really like his animation. Most people actually know this already, but back in January, a lot of demo videos leaked of the animatronics. Now, they weren't official demo videos, but they were from the manager meeting, which was held back in January or December time, so I'll be able to show you a demo of him now. So moving on to the next animatronic, we have some sort of Grim Reaper animatronic who rings a bell, and his look is really amazing. I love his eye color, his concept, but I hope he doesn't have cliche or corny audio, because then that would just kind of ruin his vibe. But by the looks of him, even if he does, you can always turn his volume down. And maybe his audio isn't too bad. It could be corny, but it could also be really good at the same time. He's more so a hit or miss animatronic, but I have high hopes for him. Just as I mentioned before, clips of the animatronics leaked back in January. Along with those clips was a brief second of him ringing his bell, and unfortunately we didn't get to hear any audio. But by the looks of it, his animation will only be him ringing a bell, which is kinda a bummer. The next animatronic, I think, is called Peekaboo Clown. I'm not 100% certain, but minus that, I really like the face sculpt on this guy, and he seems to be a reskin of Peekaboo Penny from Spirit Halloween 2014. I also get Henry Hustle vibes off this guy, with his pointy clown hat and his outfit. But overall, I think he's a pretty decent clown animatronic. He's not too childish looking, which I love to see in clown animatronics. And the next animatronic is an interesting one. This is the 12-foot vampire. Now, that's not the official name, it's just a name I'll be giving him, since I don't know his actual name. Although, I really like the fire effect throughout his body, and I think it's pretty cool. It's something like Spirit did last year with the Cremator, but I like his Nosferatu vampire look. We can tell by him he has side-to-side movement, with a moving mouth, and obviously the flame effect in his body and his lantern, and also his red LED eyes. I think he's a pretty solid 12-footer. Up next, we have this very well-dressed gentleman. Now, yet again, for about the 5th time now, I have no clue what his actual name might be, but by the looks of how he's dressed and how he holds vintage items, I'd say it's got something to do with that. There's also a unique feature about him. His stopwatch and his binoculars light up with a green glow. I think it really helps him stand out, and his animation isn't really used much in animatronics nowadays, with his pop-up movement. I wish we got more animatronics with that animation, because it's such a classic. But we do have a clip of him in action. It's brief, but it pretty much sums up what he does. I'll show that clip now. This next animatronic is another band member for the Reaper band collection, which Lowe's have been doing for the past couple of years. This is a nice addition with the DJ skeleton. I assume we'll probably see more band members this year, soon to be revealed when Lowe's releases their full lineup, but other than that, I do like his purple robe and his colour scheme. It kinda helps him stand out a bit with his bright colours. At the manager meeting, there was no demo of him whatsoever, but there was quite a few leaked photos, but other than that was pretty much it. The next animatronic is some kind of werewolf. I'm not too fond of the look personally myself, but his animation is similar to the werewolf we seen from Big Lots last year, where he lunges back and like almost rips open his shirt, but it's slightly different because last year Big Lots version like was holding onto its shirt, but he does not do that at all. He just lunges backwards, which is a bit awkward looking, but I guess you could say he's howling. But personally, I just prefer the Big Lots version.
This next animatronic is a 12-foot Scarecrow, and I really love the classic look of this guy. And also a unique feature is he doesn't have feet or legs, he just has a stick like a casual Scarecrow would. And he kind of looks just a bit withered, but he reminds me of Night Stalker from Spirit Halloween 2021, and personally, Night Stalker is one of my most favourite Spirit Halloween Scarecrow props. But we're not going to talk about that, we're going to talk about him. I love his eyes. Though they're a bit cartoony, they match him perfectly. I also want to mention the crow on his shoulder has red LED eyes, which I think is a unique feature. Our next animatronic is a witch animatronic, which we've seen quite a bit of. On YouTube at the moment, there is at least 20 demos posted of her, which means we've got her audio, we've got her animation, we've got her in good quality. So we pretty much already know of her existence and what she does, but she pretty much just does what a typical witch of a cauldron does. She stirs it, she talks, and she just has the average witch phrases. She's still pretty unique though. I like her face sculpt, but that's pretty much all I can say about her. There's really not much to her to talk about. And our next animatronic is actually a female plague doctor, which we usually don't see much of. Nowadays, we don't really get too much female animatronics, but she's still very nice. I like the idea of a female plague doctor. I think that's a unique concept, but also I feel like it's a bit lazy too. I feel like they just wanted to make a plague doctor female just because, but I still like the look, although the plague doctor mask is not really a mask, it's more so like a skull, which kind of defeats the purpose. But she's still nice. I think she moves side to side, and there's been many upon many demos of her posted on YouTube as well, which I can show you now. But she looks very nice. I do like her, don't get me wrong. It's just she seems a bit lazy, and there's not really much to her as well as the witch we looked at last time, just more so a plain black outfit. Our next animatronics is a set of two twins. Now they both look very odd. Something about their face sculpts just give me the heebie-jeebies, but maybe that's the purpose of the face sculpt, I don't know. They don't look real, but their outfits are actually quite nice. They're quite unique, one being grey, one being black. And I really like the concept, I suppose. Hold each other's hands and then look at one another. There'll probably be something like Double Trouble from Spirit Halloween 2018. But other than that, they're just your casual twin animatronics. I mean, the concept is nice, it's just the execution of the concept what kind of just lets the whole prop down. First up, we've got Emily and Victor from The Corpse Bride. And I'm going to say straight up, I know these were created to compete with Spirit Halloween's versions on the characters. Rather Lowe's says that or not, you can just kind of tell. But still, they look pretty nice. But I personally prefer Spirit's way much more. Spirit's is more accurate, but these ones, I guess you could say, have more detail. I don't really know what you could say about these ones. There's not really much to say, but what I've been hearing, apparently Emily has some sort of eye animation to show Maggot from The Corpse Bride, which I think is a pretty unique animation, because last year, Spirit Halloween's version had a bunch of servos, and Emily could actually be Bluetooth to Victor, which is really cool, and they could interact. I doubt these two will do the same thing, but there's still a possibility, and hopefully they aren't as bad as they seem to be. But I feel like Victor will probably have side-to-side head movement, maybe even blinking eyes, and Emily will probably have that eye movement which people have been talking about. If they do that, I mean, Emily wouldn't be a mid-animatronic, but Victor will be. Head animation only, or just like side-to-side movement, would not cut the cake for me. Our next animatronic isn't actually an animatronic, it's a static prop of Frankie Weenie from the Frankie Weenie movie.
I mean, I like him. It's just, he doesn't really look the same as Frankie Weenie from the movie. Although he's just a static who kind of looks like a blow mold, so there's not really much to him, I guess. But he does look like Frankie Weenie. It's just maybe not enough black around the eyes. But I still think he's a pretty solid piece for Tim Burton fans or Frankie Weenie fans. And I think he would look good next to Emily and Victor. These next set of props is a mixture of 2 blow molds and an animatronic. So we have this like dancing Mickey mummy who apparently sings Monster Mash, which I think is very like nice and child friendly for like the people who decorate for Disney Halloween or just child friendly Halloween. And the 2 blow molds are nice too. Donald one dressed up as the devil, and then we've got a Mickey ghost what is also lights up, and I think they're pretty neat for just like anyone looking for like a cheap or like a simple Halloween. They're more so child friendly related to Halloween stuff. Yeah, they're pretty nice. Not really my style of animatronics or props, but they're still nice to have just for anyone into that kind of stuff. The next set of 3 characters is Casper the Friendly Ghost, Stitch and Snoopy. I like all 3 of these characters. It's nice seeing them as blow molds, but they're more so on the child friendly side of things. But with Casper, as you can see in his photo, we get a front and back view because he actually does hold a pumpkin behind his back, which kind of adds to the detail. And it's pretty nice. It's reminding me of 2000s Halloween. And the next is Stitch. He isn't really a Halloween character, but I suppose they probably made a blow mold of him this year because the new Stitch live action movie came out not that long ago. But they do usually make Stitch Halloween related things anyway. And Snoopy, he's always just kind of been a Halloween character. And we also have a Snoopy blow mold, which he looks pretty nice. He's just like a classic Snoopy Halloween decoration, which it's nice to see. I mean, personally I wouldn't buy it, but I know there's a few people out there who would. Charlie Brown fans, just etc. People who are into the cute side of Halloween. Anyways guys, thank you so much for spending your time watching this video today. This is your favorite plague doctor, the Hooded Plague, signing off.